Hey guys, it's Nate, aka TheFutAccountant. Welcome back to the channel. Happy Friday. The weekend is almost upon us, or maybe it's already here for you, but so is Fantasy FC Team number 2, bringing more live and upgrading cards in packs, SBCs, and objectives, and also more opportunities to invest and potentially make some coins. We've got all the leaks for today's Fantasy FC Team 2 that we need to look at, including some icon player SBCs, two pretty big names, one of which a very popular icon that's actually a nice one EA could be releasing here pretty soon in SBCs. And guys, we got to talk about the evolution content that we're expecting today, because the last 2 weeks on Promo Fridays, we've had good evolutions, and I hope that trend continues today. So we're going to talk about that and the official stats that were leaked for those Fantasy Premier League cards that we looked at in yesterday's video. Again, those cards are not coming today. They drop tomorrow, but we have the official stats for those players, so it's good to prepare with. And we got to talk about the market for today on a Friday, where Fantasy FC prices from Team 1 are kind of going down. Will they go up as they go out of packs and have games potentially upgrading them, or are they just over invested? Let's talk about it, guys. If you're excited for this one, drop a thumbs up the video, hype the video, and subscribe if you are new. Let's pause the FC26 conversation for a second and talk about real life. Guys, at the beginning of 2026, I realized I needed to make some changes in my personal health because I just wasn't feeling the best. And in searching for what ways I could potentially make my life better and feel better, I found Heavenly Heat saunas. As someone who's sitting and generally not moving very much for work, I knew it was time to prioritize my health by getting active and finally doing something about feeling better instead of just thinking about it. So why get a sauna? Well, the benefits are insane. Saunas help the body detoxify through sweating, muscle relaxation, stress reduction, improved circulation, pain relief, and more. Honestly, it's one of those things that just feels so good. It's like you just did a workout, but instead of feeling tired and drained, you feel strong, refreshed, and accomplished. And having one so easily accessible takes the planning and frustration of traveling to a public sauna area out of the equation. Once I had learned all that saunas had to offer, I started researching what's the best sauna, what different kinds are there. This led me to Heavenly Heat saunas. Heavenly Heat has over 3 decades of success building the cleanest saunas on the market. They construct each sauna without glues or wood adhesives, so your time spent in the sauna isn't also exposing you to harmful chemical fumes. Heavenly Heat has a variety of styles and sizes to fit whatever needs you have. We went with the infrared sauna with red light for even more health benefits. Shipping was easy, and constructing the sauna was very user-friendly too. It basically just snaps together, plugs right in, and in no time, you're feeling the heat. Heavenly Heat has even given us a discount code. Get 6% off using code TFA, and also support me in doing so. To get started, click the link in the description. Investing in a Heavenly Heat sauna is a great thing, but it's a part of a greater investment, better health, and a happier life, which I want for all of you guys. Now let's get back to the video. One more thing, if you guys have any questions about saunas, how I use mine, or why I enjoy it so much, feel free to ask them down below in the comments, or come by the stream today when we're live for Fantasy FCT number 2 and ask those questions. I'm sure we'll be talking about it a little bit. But let's get into yesterday's content, which brought something hilarious, at least to me. We have the Sandy Toletti SBC, but that's not the name of the player that we thought we were going to be getting an SBC for yesterday. Remember, in the past couple of days, we talked about Sandro Tonali. Instead, we have Sandy Toletti. Those names are so similar that you can't tell me something was going on here. Did EA feed the leakers incorrect information to maybe try to figure out where they're getting their info from? Or did the leakers just completely miss the mark with this one, with the names being similar? I don't know, and we'll probably never get the answer to that, but this is kind of hilarious unless you're a Newcastle fan and was really looking forward to the Tonali SBC, because now we have a Sandy Toletti and leakers that look a little bit funny after they're leaking those SBCs there that did not come out. So that's really all that there is to say about that SBC. It is 34,000 coins and cheap if you're a Women's Madrid fan and you think that there's going to be some upgrades for that card. Also, yesterday we had marquee matchups, but that was it for SBC content. Before we go to the really good Evo that we had yesterday, I want to take a look at SBC fodder prices because this is a really good picture of how the whole market moved yesterday. Prices on fodder are down, and so are prices on maybe the other most popular investment right now in this game, Fantasy FC cards, which we'll look at in a second. But fodder prices just kind of dropped because, well, I think they were a little over invested in, and there was a bit of supply yesterday from Division Rivals rewards. If you take a look at 88 rated cards, sure, they're still right around 8,000 coins, but they started the day up at 8.2 to 8.3, kind of dropped with rewards, and then even after content kept dropping, as well as there really wasn't too much hype for SBCs yesterday, and people probably wanting to get out of these cards before the expectation of more supply hitting. So if you still have some of this fodder, like I do, I still have informs. I'm going to continue lazy listing those informs and try to sell them after the content drop tonight, Friday night, for about 15,000 coins. They're still about 12 to 13K on the market, so technically we are losing a little bit at the moment, but I'm not super worried about that because I think we'll be able to get lazies tonight as it is a Friday night, and a lot of people will be doing SBCs right after the content drop there, but probably would not invest in fodder again until late night Friday after you've seen it drop off some more, or maybe even later on in the weekend like Saturday night into Sunday morning. But let's talk about the best part of content yesterday, guys, and that was an evolution that I can't even show you because I already have it done. The midfield dynamo evolution was dropped, which is actually a center back Evo, but it's called midfield dynamo because it gives the center defensive mid position. It's max 87. It gives a playstyle of anticipate, then it gives playstyle plus anticipate along with ping pass, press proven, and inventive based playstyles with some good rolls and a slight boost, +7, that's not slight, +7 passing, +7 defending up to 90, and +4 physical up to 89, and it doesn't boost the overall of your player. So what I did was I quickly put this onto my Tim Ream center back Evo here. He already had the 88 pace, he already had the intercept plus, but what I gave him was pinged pass base, and I gave him a nice defending, passing, and physical boost, which he very needed. Again, he doesn't move above 87 rated, so he can still fit into maybe the next center back Evo that gives a second playstyle plus or some stat boost, which is very, very good. Honestly, this Evo is really solid, and it gives him the center defensive mid position again as well for future evolutions. That is very, very good, right? So you take a look at these Evos that people are creating. You got a Bisek chain, Dante from that Time Warp objective. Ibanez is a card that's going crazy once again on the market. Take a look at the 82 Ibanez's price. He went from 4,000 coins yesterday up to 17K. He's still 13,000 coins right now as people are putting together chains with his card and getting 87 pace, 90 defending, and 89 physical out of that card. Lacroix as well with a big passing boost there and dribbling boost from his base gold card. Murillo is a good promo card that fits into this. There's plenty of cards that you can chain into this evolution. If there's not somebody that you want to put into it right now, then definitely wait a couple of days because that is a very, very solid Evo. Now, the last part of yesterday's content that we can really discuss is in the objective section of the game where we had some SP, a France 98 SP chase objective for a nice little chunk of SP there. I'm behind in SP. If you guys are behind as well, don't worry. There's still 13 days left of this season pass. I just hit level 19. I do have the premium pass, so I'll get an SP boost here up to 23. Probably today when we're streaming, we'll be able to get up to level 23. But if you're feeling behind, there's going to be a bunch more SP released in the next 2 weeks still of the season, so don't worry. There will be a lot coming your way to be able to finish off the season. Now, before we talk about today's Promo Friday content, I want to look at the market, especially on these Fantasy FC Team 1 cards, and look at one leak that we got yesterday as well. Yesterday in the video, I mentioned again one particular thing about these fantasy cards that I said even last weekend, very early when these cards first came into packs. I said we wanted to be early to invest and we wanted to be early to sell on these fantasy cards, and that was the play. I sold my Lewandowski's for 600,000 coins, and now he is down a little bit. Not a whole lot, but it's other cards that are down even more. Salma Parluelo's down 100,000 coins. Diaby is down down about 15 to 20K. Daniel Malin was 160K. And now he's 133,000 coins. It just feels like the market is falling out from underneath these fantasy FC cards. And some of them even have games today. If you're still holding on to one of these fantasy cards, if it's not Douglas Luiz or Schlotterbeck, who both played today on Friday, the risk seems to be there a little bit more than it was before, because so many people have invested in these hoping for the rise. But like we said, the best and really the best move is the way to describe it for those fantasy cards was to sell them in the hype before the games this weekend. And I still stand by that. That's why I sold my Lewandowski's early, because I was like, you know what? He's gone up a good bit. I know a lot of people are investing and prices have come down a bit. Now, could prices go back up a little bit after today because these cards are going out of packs? Yeah, sure, they could, but also at the same time, you just have to remember that people are going to want to invest in today's fantasy team number 2. And if, again, a team or a player does not perform well this weekend, I think some of these player prices could go down further. So I think that's why we're seeing these prices drop like we are right now. I mean, I'm losing coins. I'm talking about making coins, and I did the right thing with Lewandowski. I still have this Undav on my transfer list. I don't know why I haven't sold him yet. I've just been waiting for him to bounce back up, and instead, he's just dropped 20,000 coins further. He started the day yesterday at 112K. Should have sold him last night. He's now 84,000 coins. So that is pain, but that's just, again, a good example of what can happen if the hype just completely leaves one of these fantasy cards. Even after getting an upgrade, card prices could drop like that. So I'm expecting maybe some more drops later on in the weekend, unless a player scores goal assist, gets a clean sheet, and knocks out a couple of upgrades with this weekend's game. So be very, very careful with those cards and consider selling into the hype of those games still if you're invested in them. But the leak that we got yesterday that I want to take a look at before we get to today's content is the fantasy FPL cards. Again, we talked about this at length in yesterday's video. If you missed it, this is the new collab between FPL, like the official Fantasy Premier League, and FC26. We learned the ratings of these cards that we're going to be getting tomorrow through objectives. We get to pick 2, right? That's how it goes. Jimenez, Tell, Trossard, Ahmad, Kirkes, Aronson, Dewsbury Hall, Alex Jimenez, Robert Sanchez, and Mateus Nunez are all one playstyle plus 85 rated cards. I am personally not too mad about them being a little bit lower rated. Here's why. First of all, if they do get the +5 overall upgrade, they're going to 90 rated, getting a second playstyle plus 5-star weak foot and skills and more base playstyles. That's going to make them a really, really crazy card. But let's say my Matisse Tell, who's not been playing too much for Spurs, even though that's the case, I'm still going to take this card because he's a striker. He can fit into other evolutions, which is another interesting thing to think about with these cards. You might be able to Evo them before they get their upgrades, or maybe even Evo them after they get their upgrades if the upgrades they get aren't very good. If Tell doesn't even play and has 0 or 1 points for FPL, he'll get a +1 overall. And, you know, maybe I can Evo him and then still get a +1 overall on top of that. It's going to be like playing with fire a little bit with evolving live cards, as it always is. But with these being 85 rated and having good playstyle pluses as their first PS Plus, I do think that is a okay thing. Here's a little image of what each player could look like if they were to get the full +5 boost. Not with official playstyle pluses here, but official stats, basically giving the card a +5. So that's kind of crazy. Like, you look at a few of these players like that. Matisse Tell looks insane. If he was able to get a +5, Aronson looks crazy. Mateus Nunez is definitely looking like one of the best cards to pick from this list. I would still say Mateus Nunez, Dewsbury Hall, and Kirkes are some of my favorite picks for just scoring a number of points. Raul Jimenez has been on a tear recently as well. So just continue to think about who you might pick from the Fantasy FC Premier League objective that comes out tomorrow as you're heading into today's content even, and maybe with what we get, that would decide or make your decision on a couple of things today, even on a Friday. Now, let's talk about Friday, right? EA didn't even drop a loading screen for this fantasy team too, but we do have some leaks, and we know the official stats of the cards that are coming today. Now, before we get to 6 p.m. content today, we are going to have a new player of the month, SBC. It's going to be Miku Datse. Instead of Fede Valverde, who was in the voting, it's going to be Miku Datse SBC today. I don't know what his official stats are. These are not official stats. They're predicted. We will just have to see. Hopefully EA juice that card up a little bit and make it pretty cheap. But what we're really interested in is the team coming in packs today and the rest of that content. This is the official team with official stats. And I'll zoom in a little bit so you can see these cards a little bit better. You know what? This team, it still looks good. You got Reinders, Wirtz, Schneider, Marquez, Gyökeres, who looks crazy. Arda looks good. Zaire Emery looks good. Sasic up there looks pretty decent. Kalulu with rapid plus as a center back. Wanyeri with finesse and rapid. Like, there are a lot of solid cards on the top tier of this team. But the middle tier and the bottom tier do not look that great. Conor Gallagher for Spurs looks nuts. Too bad he's probably not getting any upgrades. I'm saying that as a Spurs fan once again. We have two interesting cards here of Harry Kewell and Lauren James, both getting the ultra rare combination of rapid and quick step. I'd be really interested to try both or either of those cards out to see how those two playstyles work in combination together. Also, this Mateo card is going to be crazy. Remember her team of the season card from last year? This card looks really crazy as well. And again, it is a live item. Gendouzi's in here. Aymar, Pavlidis, Park Ji-sung, Jess Park. You've got Nakata. You've got Lewis Miley here from Newcastle, Risa. You've got an Adama Traore card that honestly might be one of the most hyped players in the game today. That card looks ridiculous. 98 pace with 90 physical and rapid plus with low driven shot plus as well. He might be one of the more expensive cards in this team today because that just looks ridiculous. He looks like a beast. Chawinga looks pretty good as well. You've got Guedes down here. You got a Tim Cahill card. Onuachu, who allegedly is 6'7", very tall card there with the precision header plus. And then all the way down here in the corner, we've got a Fulham Oscar Bob, who's again only 87 rated, but does have 92 dribbling and 92 pace. So that is the official team that is coming in packs today. The one thing I wanted to mention is that tweet from ASY Foot Trader has a lot more players in it than this tweet from Foot Sheriff. And I hope that Foot Sheriff's tweet is wrong and is missing cards like Gendouzi, Zaire Emery, and some other things. And I hope that this tweet is correct with this squad here because this is more players. And honestly, if you take a look at the size of Team 1 of Fantasy FC, it would make sense for it to be more players based on how many cards were in Team 1. So just kind of watch out for that today, content to make sure that those players that we saw in that original leak are in. Now let's talk about SBCs because I got to really answer the question, am I opening some packs today or not? Because I finished the fantasy league yesterday on 18 wins. I was 2 wins short of a Barbo, but I was very happy to get that Finesse Plus, Playstyle Plus Evolution. And with that, I got some crazy packs. 88 by 5, 88 by 6, 87-7, 87-3. I think I'm opening these today, guys, because there are SBCs that I still need to get done, and if I do want to save packs for Foot Birthday, which I do, I may as well just wait to do that until after this weekend, maybe after weekend league rewards, and after I'm able to open a few packs and maybe try to pack myself the Conor Gallagher. There's still Fantasy FC Cup packs that I could get, and we have this Season 5 Completionist Cup that starts during the week next week, right before Foot Birthday, that does have some pretty big packs in it as well. So that's kind of what I'm thinking in terms of saving packs at the moment. You guys can obviously make the decision yourselves on, do you want to open today for Fantasy Team 2, or do you want to start saving for the big promo Foot Birthday that is coming next? I wouldn't say that either SBC that is coming today, or at least expected to come today, would make me want to open packs to get the SBC crafted right away. This is the official stats for Diego Forlan, probably upgrading for Atletico Madrid if I had to guess. Quick step and finesse with 92 shooting. It's a solid card, but 87 dribbling, I don't know if that's good enough unless this is really cheap, which again, it's a live card, so it probably won't be super cheap. I just don't think that card's going to be good enough with the R9 that is out right now that so many people have with Evos. Heck, Sophia Smith is better than this card, if we're being completely honest. So I don't know how much hype that one's going to have today unless it's an emotional player for you. But this Raheem Sterling might have some hype. Rapid and finesse, 92 dribble, 93 pace, and his unique running type, body type in game. Guys, again, I've said it when this was first leaked, and I'll say it again. I even played against a Sterling Evo yesterday. There's just something about Sterling's dribbling in this game that is very good. Now, I know that he just signed for Feyenoord and he's only played in 1 match. I mean, like, I don't know how well he's going to perform for sure for upgrades, but he's got rapid and quick step base, and so hopefully he still has quick step base on this SBC card, and hopefully he's cheap. At least 4-star with some other good play styles in there. If this SBC is affordable, it would be the epitome of a fun card to try. And since he's not in the Prem anymore, but is still English, hopefully EA take the hype with this Sterling and just make it a nice affordable SBC that a lot of us could do for fun. Like I'm talking 70 or 80K would be nice. My guess is they're probably going to make him like 150 or 125,000 coins. But if I had to guess what SBCs would be today, I would guess Forlan and Sterling. But that's not where the leaks end, because we have two icon player SBCs that are leaked to be coming as a part of this promo as well. And I think this one's pretty good. Team of the Year icon Rooney is coming as an SBC soon. This card was just over 800,000 coins on the market. 4-star, 4-star, finesse, and the first touch plus. He's got incisive, he's got low driven, no rapid or quick step, but like those are good stats. 2 playstyle pluses, and striker and cam position both for Wayne Rooney. Like, those are great stats, to be completely honest. Better than probably at least a couple of strikers that we would have in our team. If you have Sophia Wilson or maybe even one of the other Evos you've created recently through the crazy chains, maybe it's not better, but 93 shooting, 92 pace is pretty good at the moment. Finesse plus is still cracked, and Rooney's not that expensive. Like, hopefully this SBC comes in somewhere around 700,000 coins. His price dropped off crazy yesterday from 830 down to 700K. I don't know if this is going to be today. What I would tell you to do is really to confirm what SBCs are going to be today for content, just watch the leaks before we get to content. But I think that's a solid SBC because it's Wayne Rooney and because it could be affordable. But this icon SBC, I don't feel as positively about. Carlos Puyol, right? Big name icon center back, but just usually not that usable. And this card of his is usable with 83 pace, 92 defending. The problem that I have with this card is he does not have the intercept based playstyle, and he is massively overpriced because his card, being from the Time Warp promo, was super duper rare. He's been around 1 million coins for the last number of weeks. He was like 1.1 mil at Team of the Year. And of course, now he's gone up to about 1.3 where you can see him now. I think that means that this SBC is going to be overpriced, and I don't like that. I think he's going to be honestly just overpriced because the way EA do these SBC is they release them close to the market value of the card. So like if Rooney was 800K before the SBC, hopefully his SBC is 700 or maybe 600K. This Carlos Puyol might end up being 1 million coins as an SBC. And like that's very, very expensive for a card that I don't think should be 1.3 mil on the market. Actually, it's just he's really rare. That's why he's that expensive. So we don't know when those are going to be dropping, but during this week of the promo, they're expected to be released. Now, let's talk about Evos, because the last couple of Fridays, as I mentioned, we have had good evolutions, right? 2 weeks ago for Knockout Royalty, we had that center mid Evo that gave incisive and Tiki Taka. Last week, we had Fantasy FC Path, which gave a low-driven shot plus for max 87 strikers. It's 50,000 coins and has some pretty good stat boost. Well, there's no Evo that is leaked as of right now for me recording this video, but there's rumors out there, and we believe this Evo is coming today. Guys, a max 87 left mid evolution that is rumored to give 2 playstyle pluses and have a pace requirement of 94 pace is allegedly dropping today. But the thing is, we don't know what second playstyle plus it's going to give. We don't know what stat boost it's going to give. Is this like a shooting boost? Is it a passing? Is it a dribbling heavy boost? For this evolution here, we are not quite sure. But if you take a look at the market, a lot of your popular max 87 left mid players have been zooming in price in the past couple of days, like Claudia Pina. She was 250 on Tuesday, even 277 on Wednesday, and is now up to 330,000 coins. If you have any of these cards, or if you invested with the league, or when we were talking about it on stream yesterday, when we were first learning about this, please sell into the hype. That is absolutely the move when it comes to these cards. I mean, look at this Griezmann, right? Griezmann was 59K on Tuesday. Now he's 70,000 coins plus. You're going to want to sell on the hype because, yet again, we do not know what this Evo gives. If the Evo looks super crazy, then maybe cards could go up a bit more before content today. But you guys know the drill. Selling in the hype is the place to go. And with a left mid Evo potentially coming today, maybe you're a little bit more careful investing and trading with left mid, left wing players, just in case the Evo is very good today. So selling the hype as always on those cards. But let's just wrap up the video by talking about the market a little bit today. We've looked at fodder, it's down. Fantasy FC cards have kind of been going down too. But the rest of the market has actually been doing pretty good. Like, take a look at some of these knockout royalty cards. Kvaratskhelia is 790,000 coins right now. That is up big for him. Enzo Fernandez is 420K. He was 370 when I bought him earlier in the week. Osimhen was 350 earlier in the week. He's 394 at the moment. Even Griezmann's back up to 900K, and he was in the low to mid 800s at one point. I actually picked up a couple of Rodri's because Rodri was 600,000 coins, and that was a price that I was like, wait a second. I know that I can buy this card without having a worry of the SBC today or the Evo really impacting his price. This is Rodri, the best version of Rodri in the game. I picked up 2 or 3 of him for like 600K flat or a little bit below because I saw him at one point yesterday on the market like 650K. And I still hope that we have a little bit of a Friday night bubble tonight just with some people going out and buying teams for FUT Champs. It's not like we have icon swaps this weekend again that is fresh and new. We don't have a new fantasy league tournament or a fantasy cup tournament or anything like that live event wise that is out that is taking away demand from the pinnacle of competition in terms of tradable pack rewards on the weekends, which is FUT Champs. So I think there should be some good FUT Champs demand tonight, and hopefully we see a little bit of our Friday night bubble, which could just create good opportunities to trade. But really what I'll be doing is waiting until the content drop today with the rest of my coins to see what sort of content we get. If we get a paid left mid Evo that really cooks, you know, that could hurt the market a bit, right? Like last week we saw strikers hurt a bit, and the week before that we saw center mids hurt a bit with the Evo. Maybe left mids drop today, we'll have to see. And other than that, I'll just be looking around the market trying to find players that I can get on snipes, on bids, and just be working the trades out of packs trades. That's why I like the knockout royalty cards. That's why I like these Fanta cards here. That's why I like trading with maybe even players from older promos like the Time Warp promo, Team of the Year honorable mentions, Future Stars, Thunderstruck, Winter Wildcards. Some of these players, in my opinion, are still very, very viable to trade with. Their prices are constantly moving on the market, and that means that you can make trades with them. Like, take a look at Fede Valverde, right? He was as low as 418 yesterday and reaches high points of 458. You've got 20,000 coins of tax here. If you can get him for like 410, sell him for 450 to 460. You can see here 459 sold. 440, 446. If you can get it for like 410,000 coins or 400K flat at some point today, that'd be a phenomenal buy with phenomenal profit potential there. So that's my best advice for you guys, is to be trading, not really investing right now. We could invest in fantasy team number 2, but if you guys do remember, fantasy team number 1 wasn't a really good investment until Sunday, kind of like late Saturday night, early Sunday were some low prices on those cards, and then even again late Sunday night into Monday is when some of the Team 1 cards from Fantasy here hit their low point and then rose through the week, and I would probably assume it would be around the same time for Fantasy Team number 2 this weekend. So we're going to be watching those cards very closely. We're also going to be watching how the rest of the market moves today based on content. I'm going to try to snag this Beckham right here for 107,000 coins and sell that maybe for like 127 for a little bit of profit. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Getting on bids, getting on snipes, knowing the prices of cards, and then there's a guy bidding last second. Okay, so my top dollar here's 114. I'm going to bid that and try to make some coins. But anyways, guys, that's the video for me. I will see you guys in the stream today. Hope you have a great Friday. If you enjoyed this one, drop a thumbs up on it. Comment down below with what questions you may have. And subscribe to the channel if you are new. It's been TheFutAccountant. I'll see you in the stream today on Friday. Peace out.